It is weekdays on the Coast Best Mix, 7AD and 7BU. T-Rex in there with Hot Love. Time now. Yes, he's still here. I gave him a coffee. Craig Heppel from Oveston Real Estate. We're doing a peeking side. How are you, Craig?
G'day, Andrew, and now I've got my real estate hat on.
Fair enough, you have.
How does it suit me?
I'm not even going to say.
Dashing.
Okay. Episode 55, we're talking about let's get a bit philosophical. That word I cannot get my tongue around.
All right, I'll give you the headline. Let's get a bit philosophical.
Fantastic. Tell us about it.
Well, let's spread a bit of love.
Yep.
We've just had T-Rex. So for us as a family, then there was one. Just a few years ago, my kids, now 3 strapping young men with the world at their feet, they had 4 grandparents. And they were my wife and I's obviously respective parents.
Yep.
And however, the cycle of life has spun and sadly stopped for 3 of them. And my wife's mum, Maureen, she's still with us, and she's the one that's left. And today I reflect on the last 5 or 6 years and the change it's brought to so many lives in and around our family. Mm-hmm. And as I did at the funeral of my parents, that's Alan and Margaret, I delivered a eulogy honouring my wife's father, Alan, as well, and recounted the highlights of a man who was respected and loved. And each time we've laid a close and loved relative to rest in recent times, including my beloved nephew Wade, who fell victim to that insidious motor neuron disease. Wow. He was just 39. It makes me reflect on my own mortality and what I can contribute to my loved ones and community in the time I've got left. Life's a blink of an eye, Andrew. Make no mistake about that. Now, the circle turns quicker than many of us think. And what can we do to make the most of that blink in time that we're given in our own earthly bodies? Now, scroll through any social media feed and you're bombarded with well-meaning quotes and observations designed to help you focus on what is important. But with our attention span shrinking by the day, these gems of wisdom are quickly forgotten as the next post comes up and grabs our attention with the latest celebrity or political scandal or maybe sports update. And our minds are filled with hundreds, if not thousands of messages every day, but little is retained and put to practical use.
Right.
So recent studies have shown that one of the top undertakings to live a fulfilling life is the building of meaningful relationships and connections to your community. With so many people now looking for that connection through social media, isolation and the breakdown of even the most basic social skills sometimes are the byproduct. Stimulating conversation, exchange of ideas, healthy debate and simple human interaction is what we should be after.
I like talking to people. I come into work and I talk to probably every person here. That's what I learnt from my parents. You talk to each other. Now it's social media, as you say. We're talking there and texting, and sometimes your mind doesn't think what you're actually going to text because you're thinking too fast. Yeah. The other side will think, how do I take that?
That's exactly the emotions missing from the content that we share online. Because when we're face to face, we can see body language, we can see facial expressions. Yeah. That's why some of the art that sadly our younger generation are losing very, very quickly.
Now, in the media a couple of days ago, I noticed that we are looking at our screens 17 years in our lifetime.
Easily.
No good.
Yeah, it's not. But sadly, it's been bred into the generation that's behind us. I might sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but I reach out to everyone and say, and to my own kids, you need to interact with people. Yeah. You need to be able to look at them.
Or call me up. Talk
to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love talking to clients rather than just sending messages.
Or emails.
I like to be able to express it so they understand it totally.
Right.
So people like Alan, and that's my father-in-law, my dad Alan and my mum Margaret, they built tight and loyal groups of friends with differing common interests and thrive because of those interactions through golf, tennis, kids footy, netball, line dancing, Meals on Wheels, a chat at the shops. They sought the stimulation that other people provided and were seeking themselves. They tried to make the cycle of their lives a pleasant journey. Now, Jordan Peterson, I don't know if you've heard of him.
Never.
He's a Canadian professor. Mm-hmm. He's really hit the headlines and he's written some great books. And he says life is tough, yet it is interspersed with moments of joy and happiness, and it's how you embrace and deal with both ends of that spectrum that determines how fulfilled your life may be. So to find joy in your chosen vocation is a huge part of the puzzle to finding a meaningful and happy life. And for me personally, I've been able to choose my career paths and found that the triumphs generally outweigh the challenges and failures. Helping people navigate the sometimes treacherous waters of the property market and life and business still brings me a sense of purpose and joy in sharing the wins that buyers and sellers can crave.
Now, Craig, you've been in the business for 21 years.
Oh, well, business total, nearly 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
You've noticed the difference between when you started to now?
Oh, unbelievable, yeah.
So it's mostly text or...
Oh, look, I'm going to say for me, it's probably 60-40. 60% upfront conversations, 40% emails and we'll say texting or content. But I still try to keep it alive, and people do appreciate having someone actually ring them and talk to them as a human.
Yeah.
It means so much. And everyone's cycle of life differs, and being able to reflect upon and share the full cycle that our parents completed provides both a lesson and comfort. Now remember, the clock is always ticking. No matter where you may be in your cycle, find and pursue the purpose that makes you happy and imparts a positive outcome for those whose lives you touch.
Right. And that goes to the house of the week.
Let's go to some houses. House of the week.
Tell me.
Quick one, 14 Mason Street, Ulverston, another one in the sweet spot.
Yep.
4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lock-up garage shed on nearly 1,000 square metres. Needs a little bit of TLC, bit of paint, nothing too much. Only offers from $529.
Wow.
It's a bargain. So 14 Mason Street for your first home buyers, investors, $529. I think you better get in touch with me.
Well, how do they do that?
Craig at ulverstonrealestate.com. That's my email. Or give me a call, 0400 180 515.
Well, Craig, thank you for today.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, that's Craig Heppel from the Ulverston Real Estate. A peek inside, we have done episode 50. What is it? 55, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you are on weekdays. Coming up, we've got some Phil Collins and Billy Ocean.